It's another week of notable Boeing news, which includes new quality issues with its 787s. This same week, FAA Administrator Mike Whitaker testified before the U.S. Senate Commerce Committee, admitting shortcomings of the agency while discussing ways to move forward and improve on aviation safety. We'll tackle all of this news in today's video. The biggest story is that Boeing has launched an investigation into a quality problem with its undelivered 787 Dreamliners. Reports suggest that hundreds of fasteners have been incorrectly installed. At the same time, the plane maker insists that there is no immediate safety risk. According to a report from Reuters this week, hundreds of fasteners were discovered to be incorrectly installed on its undelivered 787 Dreamliner aircraft assembled in Charleston, South Carolina. Reuters noted that the information came from two people who were familiar with the matter. The final assembly of the 787s takes place in Charleston, with pieces of the aircraft flown in from several places around the world. During final assembly, a carbon composite skin is attached to skeletal supports inside the fuselage sections called longerons. The incorrectly installed fasteners were torqued from the head instead of the nut. Reports say that more than 900 fasteners were affected per plane. Boeing told Simple Flying, "Our 787 team is checking fasteners in the side of body area of some undelivered 787 Dreamliner airplanes to ensure they meet our engineering specifications. The in-service fleet can continue to safely operate. We are taking the time necessary to ensure all planes meet our delivery standards prior to delivery. We are working closely with our customers and the FAA and keeping them updated." This new discovery can only mean further delivery delays for airline customers, resulting in reduced schedules or the extension of service life for older aircraft. Stemming from Boeing's issues such as what we just mentioned, the Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, will continue its oversight of Boeing after admitting it had been too lax on the manufacturer. The agency has boosted its on-site presence at Boeing and at the facilities of supplier Spirit Aerosystems. The regulator says that it will maintain this enhanced oversight for the foreseeable future. FAA Administrator Mike Whitaker, speaking before the Senate Commerce Committee, said on Thursday, June 13th, that the agency had been quote-unquote too hands-off with the plane maker before the highly publicized Alaska Airlines door plug blowout incident in January. Until this point, much of its oversight had been, quote, too focused on paperwork audits rather than inspections. Stressing the need for a fundamental shift in Boeing's safety culture, Whitaker said that FAA inspectors will continue to maintain an increased presence on the factory floor, along with other enhanced oversight activities, including overseeing more critical points of the plane maker's manufacturing process, direct engagement of company employees, and ongoing audits of quality and build. Whitaker said, "We have now moved to a more active, comprehensive oversight model, the Audit Plus inspection approach, which allows the FAA to have much better insight into Boeing's operations." After it was ordered to come up with a comprehensive quality improvement plan within 90 days, Boeing delivered its plan of action to the FAA on May 30th. According to Whitaker, this plan does not mark the end of the FAA's increased oversight of Boeing and its suppliers. In fact, it's the beginning of a long journey. The FAA head confirmed that the agency was dealing with several active investigations into Boeing, while also, quote, processing a number of reports filed by whistleblowers and through our safety hotline. The ultimate goal is to bring about long-term systemic change at Boeing, a key part of which will be utilizing data effectively. The agency is already taking steps to improve its data analysis and will establish a better system for employee reporting. Whitaker confirmed that the FAA's comprehensive oversight plan will apply to Boeing's entire commercial range, adding that he would visit Boeing's facility in Charleston on Friday, June 14th. Since capping Boeing's production of the 737 MAX at 38 planes per month, it's currently producing around 32 each month, the FAA will not permit an increase in production for at least the next few months. The next piece of Boeing news is again connected with finding solutions to its production and safety issues. Speaking at a joint FAA and EASA safety conference earlier this week, Whitaker said that the lessons learned from cooperating with European counterparts would be extended to its Boeing audit. Whitaker remarked that the door plug blowout event made him think that there was a huge opportunity for the FAA and EASA to work together. He remarked that he already had planned to spend time with Florian Guillaumet, the executive director of EASA. According to Whitaker, the two had already worked together, making it like a reunion between two friends. These are all opportunities to work together with EASA. These are not unique US issues. Our systems are inextricably linked. We buy aircraft from Europe, they buy aircraft from us. Our operators fly to Europe and vice versa. We need to really figure out how we can drive the safety agenda forward. The US regulator's administrator said that there were 3 areas where the FAA and EASA could cooperate, namely safety, cooperation on regulations, and international engagement, namely driving the agenda at the International Civil Aviation Organization, or ICAO. Whitaker went on to discuss the importance of the Alaska Airlines incident, saying, "I think we've also learned from that event that we have some real opportunities around data, around ensuring we have better data, we have more current data and better tools to analyze it. We're going to not waste the events of January 5th and make sure we come out with a safer, more robust system than we did before." There was one much more positive piece of news for Boeing amid all these discussions about its safety and manufacturing issues. On June 10th, Israeli carrier El Al disclosed in a filing that it had entered into exclusive negotiations with the plane maker and aircraft lessors with the goal of ordering 30 Boeing 737 MAX aircraft. The Israeli carrier estimated that the total value of the order would range between $2 billion and $2.5 billion, with El Al choosing Boeing over Airbus. With the airline's narrow-body fleet being made up of some 25 Boeing 737 next-generation aircraft, some well over 20 years old, it makes total sense that the carrier would choose the 737 MAX over the A320neo family. Nevertheless, El Al warned that the schedule for the conclusion of the negotiations and the signing of an initial proposal document, which could be either a memorandum of understanding or letter of intent, could last up to several weeks. At the same time, the airline expected to begin negotiations with aircraft lessors. Thus, while it seems like Boeing has won over El Al, the deal is not yet finalized. Boeing has been going through a bit of a dry spell when it comes to new orders. Indeed, as reported by AP, it received orders for only 4 new planes in May 2024. However, for the second straight month, there were 0 new orders for its 737 MAX. Adding insult to injury, Aerolíneas Argentinas cancelled an order for a single MAX jet. So that's the latest news with Boeing. We'd love to hear from you on any of the topics we've discussed, whether it's the discovery of improperly installed fasteners, the FAA's increased oversight, or a potential order from El Al. Please leave a comment down below to let us know what you think. In addition to our daily YouTube videos, Simple Flying publishes over 150 articles every week. If you're looking for the latest aviation news and insights, visit simpleflying.com.